Welcome back to the Corporate Rejects podcast, and welcome if this is your first time listening in. I am your show host, Amanda Davila, and I am excited to continue to provide support and empowerment through your journey to entrepreneurship. Hey, it's Amanda Davila here, and today I'm going to share with you the number one top thing you need to be doing every day to consistently get virtual assistant clients. So if you haven't met me before, Amanda Davila, I am the founder and CEO of the School of Corporate Rejects, and I'm super excited to share this with you because when you're a brand new virtual assistant, or even if you've been doing it for a while, but you're not getting consistent clients, it can feel really, really scary and overwhelming, especially in this time as more and more people are coming online, and it can easily start to feel like, oh, there's so much competition, like no one's going to see me, new people are taking all the jobs. That's not true. Just like more people are coming onto the online space to work, businesses are moving online. People are starting new businesses online. It's not as popular to have brick and mortar in-person businesses anymore. People are coming online, and you are needed. Your skills are needed. So today, what I'm going to share with you, the number one top thing you have to be doing every day to consistently get gigs, right, as a virtual assistant. And it takes 20 minutes or less a day. I mean, you can spend a long, long time, engaging with people and trying to market yourself, but you don't need to. You can be using that time to be doing projects for people. So here it is. Number one thing, join Facebook groups. And when I say join Facebook groups, I mean join Facebook groups where your ideal client is hanging out. So this is always a question, right? Like, where are they? Where are they hanging out? Busy CEOs aren't necessarily hanging out on Facebook, scrolling, looking around, spending a lot of time in groups. They just aren't, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you. Good for them, not so good for you. So how do you connect with them? You get in those groups where they are at and you engage. You are helpful, because whether it's the CEO, the head honcho of the company, or someone on their team, someone's in there. Someone's in there connecting. Someone's in there asking questions, doing market research, whatever it might be. Someone's in there, okay? So by you being in there and being helpful and answering questions, that's putting your name and your expertise on display for free. It doesn't cost you anything. And this is the number one way that I found clients as a virtual assistant from the very beginning, my very first virtual assistant gig. And everything after that came from a group or a referral from someone that I found in a group. And all I didn't say, I'm a virtual assistant, come hire me. No, I was helpful. I was helping people. And that goes a long way. Super important. So get in the groups, get in as many as you can that make sense, and then spend a little bit of time in each one each day and see where the right vibe is, where the right action, where the right people are asking the right questions, like where you feel like you are being helpful. Lots of people are lurkers. So just because someone isn't on posting a bunch of stuff doesn't mean they're not seeing you. You might never see them post, you might never see them comment, but they'll randomly reach out to you and say, hey, I saw you in whatever group, and I'd like to, talk to you more. I have had so many clients come to me this way because they were lurkers, right? They weren't the personality who was out there asking all the questions. They weren't out there like saying, hey, I need a VA. Like, they just weren't that type, but they're lurkers. They read things. They look at things. People see more than you think. They don't always engage or respond or like or whatever, but they're seeing your stuff. Okay, so groups. How do you choose the right group? That's the next question I usually get. So there's a lot of groups out there. There's a lot that'll waste your time. I want you to get into the groups where your ideal client is hanging out. So, or potentially could be hanging out, or someone on their team might be. So finding those groups for entrepreneurs, small business owners, if you're like really looking at like a certain niche, like find the groups that those people are in. So there's a lot of, the big groups that people hang out in. And like there's a group that I've been in since the beginning that has over 55K people, right? And it's easy for people to say, well, there's too many people, no one's ever going to see me. That's where I got my first job, and I continue to have people reach out to me because I'm active in there and I help connect them. So get in the group, see how active the groups are. When you are looking at a group on Facebook, it'll tell you how many members are in there. It'll tell you who the admins are, and it'll tell you how many new posts have been in that day, I think, and then like within the last month. So if there's like crickets, like there's nothing going on in that group, it might not be worth your time. But if there's constantly updates, there might not have been a new post every single day, but if there's been 30 plus posts in the last month, like that's still decent, right? So it's worth giving a shot. I don't expect you to be active in all the groups, like absolutely not. That's too much. But start joining them and just see what happens. And you can always remove yourself from them if they're not worth your time. It's totally okay. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you is a really awesome way to find job opportunities in groups in social media in general, but also in groups, is by searching hashtags. So you can go into the groups, you can go just onto like Facebook and in the search bar do a hashtag job opportunities, hiring. You can get creative with different hashtags you're trying, but those are kind of the like most common ones. So write this down: hashtag job opportunities, or hashtag job opportunity, hashtag hiring. Those are the most common ones. So you can do it in your general Facebook search bar, and that'll find anywhere on Facebook that someone has used that, and you can find thousands of job opportunities. And then you can do it directly in groups. So if you're in a group, you go over to the little search bar in the group, and same thing, hashtag job op, hashtag whatever. And then sometimes you can look up post topics if the group owners or admins have added topics, and you can get in there and see different tags or they're post topics. And you can look in there to see if there's any hiring or job ops. And then you can do the same thing on Instagram by searching a hashtag and see what comes up. Another great way is to follow your ideal client, right? Like find those people who are your ideal clients, follow them, and a lot of times they will post in their stories or on their in their Instagram posts and in their Facebook posts, on their LinkedIn, and then also in their email list. So sign up for the email list for some of your ideal clients, and when they're hiring, a lot of times they'll send out an email. It'll say, this is what we're hiring for. So those are great ways to find job opportunities without having to spend a bunch of time, without having to spend any money, without having to go crazy. So I highly, highly recommend you do that. But being helpful is the number one thing. Being helpful to somebody is it goes like, it's like the gift that keeps on giving, right? Like you're helpful to somebody, and whether they hire you for a project or ongoing, or they refer you to someone, it's all good. It's all getting your name and your expertise out there. So be helpful. And then the only other thing I wanted to say is make sure that your business page has a very simple call to action, and that your personal page, even if you have your personal Facebook page profile locked down on private, that's fine, but change it so in your about section or your bio section, it shows your job, and put your job with the link to your business page. So when I go to your Facebook personal page, I want to see works at or owner of, founder of whatever, and then it should have your Facebook business page linked so that they can click right on it. You don't have to have your personal page be public, but you need a way for people to click on your name and get to your business page so they can connect with you. So I hope this is helpful. Drop me a heart emoji if you want my list of the best groups for finding virtual assistant and freelance positions. I've been doing this for years. I teach other women how to start their own virtual assistant business, how to scale their virtual assistant businesses, and these are all groups that are tried and true and consistently have job opportunities. So drop me a heart emoji. I'll send that list over to you. Have an amazing day. See you later. Thank you so much for listening in.
I am trying to reach as many moms as I can to help support and empower them in their journey. So if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you would leave a 5-star review on my Apple Podcast page. I know as busy women, entrepreneurs, and moms, our time is extremely limited and valuable. So to sweeten the deal, I am buying the next 10 5-star reviewers their next beverage at Starbucks. Instructions are in the show notes, and I am so grateful for you. I love supporting moms, and I love moms supporting moms. See you next time.